Vibes, shake away your fear, which is the theme we're going to talk about right now. Let me just close that other windows. I have too many windows open here and takes from the memory of the computer, the RAM memory. Although I do have 16 RAM, which is pretty good. All right. My name is Miriam Cunha. If you're tuning in for the first time, if you haven't met me before, and here I am. My name is Miriam Cunha, and I am the founder of TransVibrating. It's a name I chose to work with you on transvibrating frequencies, transvibrating energy. And tonight we're going to transvibrate fear. Okay. Do you have any fears? Have you ever meditated about that? Have you ever questioned yourself if you have any fears left? If you've been working them out? There are always some fears hiding there inside of you, and we need to make them surface and let them go. Let them go. One specific fear I would like to start with is the fear of dying. And the reason why I want to start with that tonight it's because it seems that it's a very eminent fear around the globe right now. You might not correlate that to what's going on in the world, but think about it. If why are we fearing catching a virus? Why are we fearing this? I don't want to say the word. This trend that is locking us down. Because the reason I don't say words, some certain words, is because words have power. The more you repeat them, you empower that. So if I, and I did repeat one of the words, but I needed to be clear with you about the fear we're talking about. But certain words I will avoid repeating, and I will try to explain them in a different way. Anyway, back to the fear of dying and the world as it is right now, all these changes we're going through, and the main character, there we go, there's a good definition. The main character or invisible enemy we are facing right now, it's subconsciously threatening our lives. Yeah, we don't correlate that, but in our subconscious, we kind of buy the propaganda that is being sent to us through mostly all the media, social media, and we fear what's going on because we think we might die. The other fear would be, okay, I'm going to get sick, I'm going to be in bed for a few days, cough, um, clean the system, rest, and I'm live. And so okay, my line of thought got caught a little bit because Bob came to talk to me. He didn't know I was live. And let's see, we were, I have to explain something. I am a channeler, a psychic channeler. And when I get into this frequency, I start talking about things that I'm actually channeling from the universe, from my higher self, and sometimes from other nice vibration, positive vibration, and elevated, advanced beings that help me on this journey and channel through me. So I was on this tune talking about that, and then I lost the track because I got distracted. But let's tune in again. So we were talking about fear and about what's going on in the world. And okay, what about if we catch this sickness that is going on there? What's the most that can happen? You feel sick. Well, if you're if you are taking care of yourself, taking care of your vibrations, taking care of your thoughts and your emotions, eating well, exercising, and you don't have major health conditions, there's not much to fear about that, because you might not even feel anything, or you might be in bed for a few days and have some fever, cough, throat ache, whatever, and then it's gone. Like we experience that every year in this planet at certain seasons, despite of what they say that it's different this time, because that is what is being used to put you in fear. And that is what you have to realize and read in between the lines. Don't absorb everything you hear from the media, even from me, and just say, amen, that's what it is. I'm going to bend my head and be in fear and close myself. And okay, you have to filter it and check in with your higher self. Is this true? Is this true for me? What is it for me on this experience? What is it for me on this idea they are selling me? Right? Do I want to buy into that? What can I do to get out of that, or at least to be out of that reality, to create a different reality? So all of those are good questions for you to do not immediately buy or let yourself go with the fear that the system, as it is right now, tries to impose on all of us. For, I just got one thing here now. For one good advice, turn off your TV if you're not tuned into higher vibrations, and if you don't have balanced your ideas and your emotions and your connection with your higher self, because you might be um, sensitive or prompt to allowing the ideas to affect you, right? So don't turn into those medias unless you are totally prepared to look at it as an outside observer and laugh at the comedy that is being played, because ultimately it is a big comedy. And talking about comedy and laughing, I did mention on my last video that I laugh not because I'm nervous or because of any other thing like that, but I laugh to break down with the seriousness of things. So sometimes I'm talking about something that is supposed to be very serious, but I have a laugh because I have this ability of looking, I have developed the ability, because it's something everybody can develop, to look at things as an observer and to laugh at things. Because laughing is very powerful. It is a powerful tool to break down with fear, to break down with the seriousness of things. So when you start thinking about, let's go back to the example of what's going on in the world right now. We are experiencing lots of change that has been programmed before. Many of us knew, if not all of us, we knew, all of us in general in the planet knew we were about to experience something big. Most didn't really take the time to actually research and find out and meditate about what was coming. But some of us did some homework, and we knew what was being planned. The thing is that plans are not fixed on stone. Plans are plans, right? People who are in charge of the system of this planet at the moment, not forever, they have the knowledge of tools that help them manifest realities. And they use the masses' thoughts and emotions to help them manifest these realities. So some of their plan changes were not so good for everybody in this planet. But there is another group of beings in this planet that is stopping this other nasty group from manifesting. Here I'm laughing again because I got to break down with the seriousness. From manifesting the reality they have been planning and using humanity to manifest. So we are not alone, although we might feel alone sometimes. We have ourselves, which is a set of higher dimension beings until we get to this manifested being here. And we have our guides, and we have our, you can call angels. We have beings uh, that we've met from other experiences that are all helping here. And some are here incarnated, helping with this transition. Because the biggest transition of all is the transition of the planetary system. That's interesting. Came another piece of information right now. Because words, remember, words are very important. Planetary system. We live in a planet, a plan. It's a plan, yeah. And we all agree to be part of this plan or this plans and interact with that. And I'm talking about that so that you can actually look at other aspects of the experience we're going through, and you can actually get out of that reality of fear they have been creating and look at it from an aspect of laughter and light learning experience. Going back to fear of the situation. So if you don't have a major health issue, you might experience a few days in bed and it won't be so bad. So why are you fearing, right? Because when you fear that, that's when you open the channels to actually getting sick. Remember that. And now, if you have more concerning health issues, for example, I have been experiencing some asthma. Asthma, it's not a very good health condition for getting invisible enemy to attack your respiratory system. So, but if you have conditions like, I don't know, diabetes, cancer, your immune system is weak, then what is the most that can happen to you if you happen to allow your body to get sick with what's going on. What is the most that can happen to you? Yes, you can die. And that's what most of humanity is mourning now. It's death. So why not understand what death means? Death is a transition. You were born here from previous experiences. And this is not the only experience you're going to have. And it's not the only experience you're having. First of all, you experience parallel lives at the same time. You're just not aware of it. And second, when you leave, when your consciousness or your soul leaves this body, it moves on into other experiences. So why is it that we fear death so much? Is it maybe because we're so attached to the experience, attached to the people we interact with here, attached to the material surroundings, to the money, to the job, to the career, to the success, to the house, to the food? Food might be one of my attachments. I don't know if we'll be eating so good food here. I mean, in other I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. While I'm here, I will take advantage of tasting good food. And now, just doing a side remark. Right now, it's time for wild fruits here in the Okanagan, and I have raspberry outside every day. So, oh, yummy. Going back to the seriousness of fear. That, okay, so the maximum that can happen to you if you catch this invisible enemy that the media owners of this planet are threatening you with, it's to die. What is to die? I think we better get ready to die because we can die at any time. We can die now, we can die tomorrow, we can die in 3 days. The body, it's like a car, like if you have good maintenance in your car, it will be running for a long time. But out of a sudden, you're running over a big hole and it breaks down to the point that it is not fixable and you have to get another car. And that's the same thing that happens with us. We have our body, we embody it with our soul and our consciousness, which is focusing part of it here and now through this body, to which we should be very thankful. So we should be thankful in gratitude to our ancestors that created a DNA line of mixtures that you get on your body. We got to be thankful to our parents that allowed allowed us to come through them and taught us different experiences, good and bad. It doesn't matter. They're all experiences of learning. And we got to be thankful to be here and now in this planet at the moment that Earth as a being is giving birth. Earth is giving birth to a new little Earth. Oh, and we're all here to help with the process and to experience this. I don't like to say end of cycle because people think, oh, it's the end of the world. No, the universe never ends. It's infinite. It just changes, changes, changes. Cycles come and go. Things come and go. We come and go. So why are we fearing this threat so much? It's time to start to let go. If you start meditating and finding out what's coming next on the changes of the planet, and you let fear take over, sorry, but you're not going to have a very pleasant experience. If you want to have pleasure with the experience of the planet manifestation right now, with everything, I mean, like with the control of the evil guys, with the system, with the threats, and with the earth physical changes, you got to detach yourself not only from everything you have here, including your body and your emotional and mental attachments, but you have to detach from fear. Fear, it's the key to let go. Let go of fear. And I know we all know we have to let go of fear. But how, right? I have already touched on some of the key things we can do to let go of fear. One is that you can laugh about it. Step outside of that threatening reality and start observing it from outside. And when I say that, it means you detach your emotion from that reality, you immerse your emotion in, you detach your mind, and you look at it like if it's playing in front of you, but you're not a character being played. And then you can laugh. I was like, oh God, this is a very good comedy, right? And then you laugh and let go of the seriousness of things. I have been very concerned with people that I know and that I care for that have been immersed into that fear. People that haven't been going out of their homes for months because they're fearing of what the TV guy is telling them that is going on outside. They believe in all the numbers and all the stories being played on TV, and not everything is true. Not everything is true. And you will say, okay, I know people that died, yes, but they chose to die because our souls have a choice and a plan before we come to this planet. We have a plan. Our higher selves know when we are going to be here and when we're leaving. And this leaving, it's a question mark of when, because it's sort of changeable too. It's a plan, right? Sometimes we plan to stay longer, and then out of a sudden we decide that it's not that long anymore that we want to stay. We learned the lesson faster, or we got tired of it. I gotta tell you something. Our hands, and my friend Laurel knows that, have a plan written on these lines here, right? A plan on several plans. So the left hand is where we wrote the plan when we came here. And that's the plan okay, if we knew more about that, if we learned more about ourselves, we would take the time to actually read the script we brought written here in this hand. And the right hand is where you write the actual plan with the changes you're going through. And this is the lifeline. And my lifeline used to be bigger, just used to go. And I've been noticing that it ends sooner now. So I realized that, like, it used to be like this one here. See? At one point, I have chosen to leave earlier. I'll be relieved earlier from this planet. I still have some time to go through here, but not as long as I have planned before. The plan changed. Another thing on the plan is that this is the past, and I've been working a lot about releasing the past. And out of a sudden, I burned my hands holding something that was very hot, and I knew it was very hot. My subconscious knew, but I held it anyway, burned my hand, and immediately I took care of it. So I didn't go through too much pain, but I noticed that after it was healing, it erased some of the lines that I had on points that were burned. And then I was like, oh, look at that. I'm really letting go of the past. I'm even forcibly erasing my lines by burning them, my hand. You see, can't take things so serious, you know? Can't take things so serious. So the biggest lessons of today, the reflections we have to make for this week are step back from the realities that affect you in a negative way. Look at them as a play, a comedy, laugh about it, relax, meditate about who you really are. Find out where do you still have big attachments. Let them go so you don't suffer so much during these changes and transitions we're going to go through. And remember that you are an eternal soul experiencing here a life that is not the first, might be the first for some beings, but most of us have been somewhere or here before, or are experiencing different lives at the same time, and will continue to experience lives. How are these next lives going to be is determined by what we are doing as spiritual work here and now. What we take from this experience of the now, it's how you're going to determine the next experiences and lessons you're going to go through. And if you have overcome many of those things, you might come back to a planet like this to help other people go through the same things you went through. Or if you don't transcend them, then you'll go back to the same kind of system to experience it in other levels until you figure it out. I have decided as a soul that I'm not going back to this system. I'm not going to be imprisoned on a system like that unless I have to go again to help. But I am freeing myself from the imprisonment artificially created by those beings that are having fun with creating torturing things for humans. I'll leave it like that. In another video, I might go in depth into this kind of subject, but it's a little bit heavier. And right now, I want to release any fear, any heaviness, any preoccupation. Remember the word preoccupation or being worried means to preoccupy yourself. So if you're not experiencing any sickness right now, why do you occupy your mind and your heart with the fear of getting sick? It doesn't make sense. No, live your life at its fullest as much as you can. If you live in a place that you can go and enjoy nature, please do so. Walk bare feet on the grass. Go for a swim in the lake, in the river, on the ocean. Breathe the air outside. Eat the fruits that are hanging on the trees and the bushes around you. If you live in a big city, go out and experience the beauty of nature. It rejuvenates you, it refreshes you, and it connects you with your higher self, where you will find all the answers to your questions and guidance to where you have to head at the moment. And that is another subject. Where are we heading, and how do we know as souls what's next for each one of us as an individual choice? This is the channeling for tonight, Sunday, July 19th, 2020, of the Gregory calendar. And let me check the Mayan calendar of today. I haven't checked. Let's see. I will share the screen with you again to talk to you about the Mayan day of today. Share screen. There we go. Okay. This is a software that it's called Zolkin, and it's the spiritual Mayan calendar. This is the day of today. It's the galactic yellow human. Galactic is the number 8 and is the integrity. The mantra of today is I harmonize in order to influence, modeling wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of intelligence. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. So today it's a day that we were in the integrity of freedom and free will to have no fear. How interesting is that? It's the little warrior guide. It's this one here. The little warrior guide is let go of fear and be free, free will, and yeah, adopt your free will, acknowledge your free will of choices for your own reality, and harmonize it to influence and model your wisdom, sealing your process of free will with this galactic tone of integrity, and let you be guided by the power of intelligence. This is an activation portal day today, so let it come in. And I'm going to stop sharing the screen now. Pause share. Get out of this. It takes a while to stop sharing, but I'll keep talking about this calendar. It's aligned with the galaxy archetypes the Mayans had knowledge of. There were 20 main archetypes combined with 13 frequencies or sounds. And this gives us one of those combinations every day, which guide us through the learning we came to do here. It actually helps us understand a lot about ourselves. And if you are interested on knowing more about your particular chart of the Mayan Zolkin calendar, I can do a reading for you and give you your personal chart and interpretation. I also do tarot readings and psychic readings. You can contact me and we can do a Zoom call from anywhere in the world, or by phone, or if you're local, we can meet in person. So I offer these readings and also personalized channel mandala arts for meditation. And I will leave you here for now. I am out of the time of the clocks. I don't even know how long I've been talking here. But please remember to share the video, click like, subscribe to the channel, and click to receive notifications by email so you don't miss the next one. But as promised, every Sunday evening I will be here talking about another subject to enhance our experience here on this planet. I love you all, and I'm in gratitude for you to tune in. In Lakesh, namaste, peace. And now I have to click stop share. Anyway, click like, click share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.